days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
So where were you when the lights went out in New York City? They had a whole song about a blackout. Where were you when the announcement came down that Joe Biden was stepping away and bestowing the nomination to his vice president, and then people started meeting, starting with black women on a Sunday night, and then it started rolling. All right, take us there, Rachel.
I'm so happy to go back there. I could live there forever. So I'll tell you where I was. I was very lucky because I'm on the West Coast. So I woke up to Joe Biden's letter. And as soon as I realized, I mean, here's the thing. I didn't think for a million years Joe Biden was going to leave office. Okay. And I was under the assumption, I was like, oh man, we're going to have this pile up now. It was going to be a hard election to win just with the environment that we're in before the debate. And then of course the debate, he screws up so royally. And then the pile on for 3 weeks had left him basically politically dead, and to have him quit and to pass the torch to Kamala
Well,
like
wait,
that.
wait, pause. Language is important. He didn't quit.
No,
He didn't quit.
Choose not to run.
He chose not to run.
Yes. Yeah, he chose not to run, and it was. I mean, I knew right away it was going to change everything. The how much it was going to change everything was really a 48-hour process, Karen, because of the way that you just described how he endorsed Kamala. Everyone got on. The people that could have made it, who could have screwed with the unity factor and the effect that this has brought to us, all chose to put the country over their own personal ambitions. And I think that's also very notable.
Pause again. No. Whether we're talking about Nancy Pelosi, whether we're talking about David Axelrod,
I'm talking about the decision of the people who could have competed for the nomination at the convention.
But even them, the Gavin Newsoms or the Gretchen Whitmers or what, they heard the people,
right?
And it was not going to, because what was happening leading up to that was that they were trying to leapfrog over Kamala Harris, right? And the rumblings on the ground of like, oh, hell no, you better not, or else, reverberated, I think, in a way that not, because they were still up to the last minute, still with the jibber jabber, with the maybe Gavin Newsom, maybe. They weren't ever really 100% behind Kamala Harris, even with the letter that Joe Biden delivered that Nancy Pelosi says she didn't see. They were all shook when those black women got together that Sunday night. 40,000 strong, then the next night black men, then white women. That it was there was nothing else that was going to happen. I was sitting in it, Rachel Bitecofer, and I was like, I know these motherfuckers ain't really trying to bypass the vice president. I just know whether you like her or not, it was wrong. And that was the presiding feeling, the sentiment that was so loud. I felt like all of those people that could have stepped in that dog pile that was happening, thought better if they wanted to ever have a political future.
Yeah, no, none of them did. I mean, there's a separation. I'm talking about two different, I think we're talking about two different things.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like the pile on to get Biden out. I'm talking about Biden announces he's not going to run. And he very quickly, because it wasn't in the initial letter, but it was very quick, endorsed Harris, right? Or maybe it wasn't the initial, but anyway, he endorsed Harris. And I'm talking about the process for the 48 hours after that, when you saw this response of the electorate, those people that could have continued the conversation and kept the momentum from coalescing around Harris, and you're right, they're not doing it, necessarily because of altruism, but because they realized the political moment required it. But whatever they did it for, the fact is they did it. And
Correct.
Because we didn't have any conversation about going with someone else, they cut it all off at the knees in those first 48 hours, 72 hours. It really has put us in the strongest position we could ever be in. We could never have engineered this position. And I'll tell you why, because we have a nominee, we have a new, fresh, wonderful, generation defying, barrier breaking, Obama-esque nominee, and we didn't have to go through a bruising primary process to get that, right? So the party unity factor this time around is very, very, very high. Primaries, for better or for worse, make bad feelings, okay? Some
True.
people just can't move past primary feelings. It's always damaging. So we've ended up backing in by accident in the perfect position, a candidate that everyone is universally excited about, who's just going to be amazing because she always was amazing. And no one, their Republicans tried to brand her as a VP is ineffective and all these other things. That was always bull, right? She's always been very, very talented. And now they're marinating in it. And I really think she doubled it down with the joy theme. And I think, like, what people are really responding to is that sense of optimism that she's bringing, that joyful warrior vibe. And she couldn't have done better with, like, complementing that with Walt. So the long and the short of it, guys, is I'm just trying to say we're in a really good spot now. It's still going to be a fight. And if you're hoping to see a big rejection, I wouldn't count on that. I mean, we're looking at margins somewhere around Joe Biden's 2020 margins. I'd be happy to have that because democracy is on the line. But what we're really seeing a renaissance. We're seeing these crowds, and who knows what we'll be looking at by fall. But gosh, it would be great to see her filling 80,000 person arenas like Barack Obama once did.
Right. I'm gonna I'd like us to move away from comparing her to Barack Obama because she's not Barack Obama. She's a whole different vibe unto herself. The only similarity is it may be skin tone. And I think that the media and political operatives and people make a mistake because even how black people are interacting with her, completely different than Barack Obama. Barack Obama was a shock because of Iowa. For many black people, particularly of a certain generation, they did not believe that white Americans would ever support a black person. But Barack Obama was a special case because, unlike Kamala Harris, he actually was raised by white people. His mom was white. He's, like their black experience was completely different, right? Kamala Harris going to an HBCU, pledging AKA, being black her whole life with an Indian mama. Black is a thing, that clearly Trump and the Trumpies and the MAGAs, they don't get it. So questioning her blackness is like, it's like so dumb. I'm like, okay, somebody, she had a great 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 grandfather that was a slave owner, and the slave owner. I was like, yeah, me too, me too, dummies. You don't even understand the institution of slavery. Like at every turn, they are stepping in a pile of doo-doo water that they don't know is there. They just keep stepping in it because they don't understand the dynamics. And this is what is defying everything. And now you got the woman thing, which a lot of men are having to wrestle with. I don't know why. Y'all all got mamas. You all got mamas that told you what to do. I don't know what the problem is. I don't even understand why there's a pushback. And if you resent your mama, that's something for your therapist. Don't bring that into our political cycle, okay? Get fixed.
You're so funny, Karen. Here's one thing I will say. Yes, very different, Obama and Kamala. Where I'm particularly thinking, in my analyst brain, is it's the cultural narrative of, like, celebrities being excited about her, right? And like the ability to get over to that low information, more tuned out American who doesn't really jive with politics and make them like, oh, maybe I should vote, right? That's kind of, specifically what I mean. And Obama was very good at that. It drove the GOP nuts because they used to always say, oh, he's a shallow celeb. And they're doing the same things to her if you monitor right-wing media. But it's such a big competitive advantage to have a culturally resonant candidate. And I think that's really what we're going to see, most of the similarities.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.